Okay, good golden cockerel, good Tai Chi posture, dropping those shoulders, opening up our span, sinking our chest, growing a little taller, tucking our butt, head straight up, identifying and focusing on our dantian, 2 inches up below our navel, tongue on our palate. Golden cockerel, here we go. Shift weight, center, counterbalance, up. One more set. Kicking out. Shift weight, center, and out. Last one, holding our ball on a T stance, root down on the back or right foot. Listen carefully. Out into the side, ward off. Turn your hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail. Pull down, pull back, look back. Turn, square, then contact, push. Separate and roll back. Make yourself small, spiral forward. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, center by holding your ball, out and to the side. Give me my space. Turn your hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail, sit down, sit back, look back, turn, square contact, push, separate and roll back, and spiral forward. Listen carefully, sit back, sit down, hold your ball in a T stance. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. Out and to the side. Here it is. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, firm down on a T, out and to the side. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Parallel higher on a T. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist. Brush your knee. Sit down, sit back. Pivot. Parallel higher on a T. We're going to multitask to brush our knee. Sit down, sit back, pivot, hold your ball on a T stance. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. Here it is. Sit down, sit back, pivot, T stance, out and to the side, bow stance. Cloud hands in the 10 form. Sit back, sit down, pivot, open pivot. 2 things happen. Middle, 2 things happen. Middle, 1 thing happens. Middle, 2 things happen. Middle, open. Middle, only flip meet, shift your weight up, golden cockerel. Grasp the bird's tail. Hands go for the ride. Use your hips and waist. Power that energy. Store the energy. And disperse your energy. Part the wild horse's mane. Cloud hands into 24. One rotation. 2 rotations. Last rotation. Hook the backhand. T stance. Out on an L stance. Turn your palms outward. Single whip. Sit back, sit down. Pivot again. Cloud hands. Use your hips and waist. Last rotation. Hook the backhand, look at it on a T stance, left hand across the face, out on an L stance, turn the palms, single whip. Okay, let's move back this way now, center ourselves. Let's continue from second single whip on the 24. Okay, left foot on the line, right foot on the opposite line, drag the right foot back. Put your left hand to mimic your left foot. Right hand sits not across, but slightly to the back. Second single whip. What happens after this? We're gonna, you know, yeah, okay, you do know. You're gonna take a half step forward to eventually pat your horse, okay, on his mane. Second single whip. Half step forward, sit back, weight on the back. Lift up the front foot, pat your horse, up his mane. Cross at the wrist, step out, palms down, heel down at the left foot, gather that energy, right hand on the outside, bring it up, kick out. In, L stance, heel down, stretch out, double punch him in the ears. Sit back, sit down. Pivot all the way around. Left hand outside, left foot up, kick out, in, serpent. Toe in line with the heel. Drop on the right. Halfway, fingers are down. Pivot all the way to the left. Set. Shift your weight forward, up, golden cockerel. Toe down in line with the heel, spin, hook, split, down, weight down, halfway, veer to the right, set, up, golden cockerel. Extend the knee, hold your ball. L stance, turn the hips and waist, right hand above your forehead, maiden on her right. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball, heel out on an L, turn hips and waist, shuttles on her left. Halfway, half step to the back, brushing up and reviewing, how do you come down to the bottom of the C? One hand up, join it with the second hand, then your foot, touch, start in the middle, flash arms like a fan. Sit back, sit down, pivot. One sweep up with your fist on your toe, down with your left hand, deflect to the right, as you then parry and punch. Touch or strip, open your fingers, roll back, make yourself small. Energy now moves forward, stretch. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, open pivot, in pivot, off the ground, shift your weight, right hand on the inside to embrace the tiger, rotating so that now at chest level, both palms are facing, using your core to push out, separate, shoulder width away. How do you close? Drop your shoulders, flex your knees. Gravity takes care of your hands as you wrap around, heel up, off the ground, closing form. Okay, here we go, Yang 24, with lots of instructions. 50-50, grow a little taller, shift a weight, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, off the ground, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Rotate, deep breath, elevate, shoulder level, reverse, make yourself small, flex your knees. Hold your ball on a T stance, out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane, stretch. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, heel on an L stance, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, L stance, bow stance. Half step forward, hold your ball. Spin your ball to the right, lift the right hand as you glance. Left foot comes up to its toe, place it on its toe again. White crane spreads its wing, weight on the back. Drop your front foot, bisect with the top hand your body. Look back and multitask. Lift up the front foot, down on its heel, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down. Pivot out, parallel higher. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist. Brush knee, 2. Sit down, sit back. Pivot out, parallel higher on a T. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist. Brush knee, final. Half step forward. Sit back on your back foot. Rock your front foot to the toe. Set it on its heel. Play your lute. We're going to do a backwards motion. Weight on the back. Center the front hand. Rise the right hand up higher, open. Ear, lift, toe, heel. Pivot on the ball of your foot as you meet in the center to repulse the monkey 1. Center, higher, glance, lift, ear, toe, heel, pivot, meet, slide. 2. Center, higher, glance, lift, ear, toe, heel, meet, pivot, slide. 3. Open, lift, ear, toe, heel, pivot. 4. Final. Hold your ball on a T stance. We're going to grasp the bird's tail. Out on an L, push them away. Turn your hips and waist. Sit down, sit back, look back, use your hips and waist. Turn, square contact, push. Separate and roll back. Spiral forward. Sit down, sit back, pivot. Hold your ball on a T stance. Out onto the side, ward off. Turn your hips and waist. Grasp the bird's tail. Sit down, sit back, look back. Turn, contact, center of your body, push out. Roll back, make yourself small. And stretch. Sit down, sit back. 12 o'clock, stem and cup. T stance on a 9 o'clock. 12 o'clock, stem and cup, T. 3 o'clock, hook. Across your face with your left hand. Step out on an L, push out. Single whip. Sit back, sit down. Here comes 12 o'clock on a cup. 3 o'clock. Begin your cloud hands, middle. 2 things happen at 9 o'clock. Home base, 12. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, open, flip. Middle cup. 9 o'clock, flip and close your feet. Home base, 12. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, second rotation, middle. Close, middle. Oops, I kind of lost track. Open, middle, close, middle, for sure, hook, across the face on a T, out on an L stance, second single whip. Half step forward. How do you sit back? Weight on the back to allow you to go on your toe, lift up, pat your horse. Cross. Step out with your left heel as your palms go down. Gather that energy. Cross with your right hand outside. Kick out. In. L stance. Bring the elbows closer to the body as you punch your opponent. Sit back. Sit down. Pivot all the way around. Left hand, left foot up. Kick out. In. Hook, toe in line with the heel, down, sit down, middle, pivot to the right, left, set, up, golden cockerel. Toe down, spin, hook, look, split, weight on the left, fingers to the down, halfway, veer to the right, set, get a good stretch, up, golden cockerel. Extend the knee, heel down, hold your ball. Heel out, right hand on the top as you turn with your hips and waist, shuttle right. Sit back, sit down. Pivot out, hold your ball. L stance, turn the hips and waist, shuttle left. Half step to the back, across your hips and waist with your left hand, right hand. Set it up to go down by bending the back knee. One hand, two hands, touch. Extend the knee, start in the middle. Flash arms. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Toe and fist up and down. Heel out as you deflect. Bring it in as you parry, then punch. Touch, open your fingers, roll back, spiral forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot, open pivot, in pivot, off the ground, shift your weight, embrace the tiger, rotate, push out. Make yourself small. As you now shift your weight to close your form. Okay, getting away with moving away from detailed instructions, repositioning ourselves because we gradually got back or moved back, and we're going to have an abbreviated instructions. Young 24, shorter detail, shift weight, commencing form. Open. Rotate. Deep breath. Push down. Reverse. Hold the ball. Part the wild horse's mane 1. Sit back. Out. Part the wild horse's mane 2. Sit back. Out. Part the wild horses 3. Half step. Spin to the right, look at the right hand going up, left foot coming up, point, white crane. Drop your shoulder, bisect. Multitask. Brush knee 1. Out. Multitask, brush knee 2. Sit back. Brush knee, final. Half step. Sit back. Rock the front foot. Play your lute. Center. Glance higher, open, lift. Repulse of the monkey. 1. Center, higher, glance, lift, repulse. 2. Center, higher, glance, lift, repulse. 3. center, higher, glance, lift, repulse, modify that foot, final. Hold your ball on a T stance. Root down, out on an L, give me my space. Turn your hips and waist, sit down, sit back, look back. Turn, contact, push in the center of your body. Roll back, make yourself small, spiral up. Sit down, sit back, twist, center, push them away. Turn hips and waist, cross the bird's tail. Center, push, roll back. Spiral forward. Sit down, sit back. 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, T, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, out, single whip. Loud hands. Sit down, sit back. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. One rotation. Use your hips and waist. Float like a cloud. 2 rotation. And third and final. Transition at 12 o'clock. 3 o'clock we hook on a T. 12 o'clock the stem. Turn out. Palms out. Second single whip. Half step forward. Sit back, weight on the back, allow it to go on our toe, lift up, pat your horse up on its mane, cross at the wrist, step out to the left, palms down, heel down, gather energy, right foot, right hand up, kick out. And in, L stance, tuck those elbows in, double punch, stretch. Sit down, sit back, pivot all the way around, left hand, left foot up, 2, kick, out, in, hook, split, down, halfway, veer to the left, set, up, golden cockerel, toe, spin, hook, split, down, halfway, veer to the right, set, up, golden cockerel. Extend the knee on an L stance, hold your ball. Out on an L stance, rotate the hips and waist, push, shuttle right. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, heel out, turn the hips and waist, shuttle left. Half step to the back, sit back on the back foot as you go down to the bottom of the seat. One hand, join it by the other hand, touch, step out, single whip. Sit back, sit down, pivot, fist and toe, up and down, deflect, bring it in to parry, then punch. Touch, roll back, spiral forward. Sit down, sit back, pivot, open pivot, in pivot, embrace the tiger, rotate, palms facing, chest level, push out. And make yourself small as you now close your form. Okay, getting very good, getting better. We're still on our journey to repeat our Yang 24, commencing form. Part the wild horse's mane. white crane now spreads its wings. We are going to multitask to brush our knee. Half step to then play our lute. Center as we backwards motion to do one, repulsing of the monkey. Two, three, and four. Now to grasp the bird's tail. Transitioning into our first single whip. To allow us to go into cloud hands. Transitioning out of cloud hands to do our second single whip. Half step. Eye pat on the horse. Step out. Kick out. Double punch. Kick out with your left. And serpent in the grass. Golden cockerel. Serpent. Golden cockerel. Maiden works her shuttle on her right and then on her left. Goes back to the bottom of the sea to find that needle. Then flashing your arms like a fan. We're going to deflect and parry and punch. Apparently close. And embrace the tiger first. And officially close our form. Okay, this time no words. You're doing very well. Keep up the good work. begin.